Welcome back to the Sports Authority, Local12.com digital editor and columnist Richard Skinner joining us. And, you know, if you time those Thanksgiving leftovers just right with that Bengals game, you got yourself a pretty good nap today. The tryptophan from the turkey and the play on the field.
There was a part of that game where I thought if you started one team at their own 40, could they cross the other team's 40 before having to punt?
Yeah.
I don't think they could have for a while there. That was some inept football.
19-17, the Giants get the win. A kind of a late flurry from the Bengals there to get it to a one-score game. So that goes back into the Zach Taylor one-score game tally. A Brandon Wilson touchdown return was really all of the fireworks that the Bengals had for 3 quarters. Had 103 total yards after 3 quarters. I think we expected it, obviously, to be bad for this offense without Joe Burrow, but did you expect this bad?
I mean, the way the offensive line had been playing, I thought they'd be able to run the ball more efficiently. Not, upwards of 150. I mean, it's a good rush defense they were playing against, one of the best in the NFL. It feels like it's that way every week for this team. But, I mean, they got no push whatsoever. They got no movement whatsoever. They got really nothing in the run game, 40 yards, and that includes Sean Williams' fake punt. I think Sean Williams' fake punt was the longest run of the day. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's the part that surprised me. I didn't expect Brandon Allen to come up and light it up. But I also think he didn't get helped either. There was a handful of drops that are not on him. I mean, you got to help the guy a little bit.
And it sounds like, based on what Zach Taylor said after the game, that Brandon Allen will be the guy next week. So I guess we're just running it back.
We're in the Brandon Allen era right now, my friend. That's all I can tell you. You know, I did want to start a pool of how many different guys would start over the final 6 weeks. We see a couple of Brandon Allens, maybe throw in a Ryan Finley, get you a Kevin Hogan. Should be a riveting last 5 or 6 weeks.
3 possessions in the first half, as we talked about. Longest run of the day was the fake punt. But again, at the end of the game, and it was interesting because Zach Taylor and the culture of that locker room has been a subjective conversation. There are axes being grinded away at that culture in the locker room. But the late push and the touchdown to T. Higgins, Zach Taylor said that's all he needed to see out of his guys.
I mean, I don't know if you saw it on TV or not, but I mean, there was, on the Alex Erickson punt return that set him up at the 50, there were guys running up and down that sideline thinking he was about to break it. I mean, again, I know that has really, for fans, that just falls on deaf ears, and I get it. But no, that didn't look like a football team that had cashed it. Just not very good.
When you look at what this team did defensively, and obviously the Giants had their own struggles with Colt McCoy playing the majority of the second. Daniel Jones actually looked halfway decent before he had to leave the game in terms of the yards he had.
A couple of their picks, though, too.
That's true. It has this defense sort of, they know that, and they've said it, Jesse Bates has said it, that they've got to play that much better now that Burrow's out. Did you see that today from the defense?
I thought they played a winning game. They got a little lucky on the third down call at the end where the hold wiped it out, or that would have been the game clincher. But, at one point, I think the Giants, I'm doing this off the top of my head, I think they were 6 of 10, maybe 6 of 11 on third down and wound up 9 of 21. So they got better as the game went along. They did convert 3 fourth downs, so some of those third downs became fourth down conversions. But yeah, I mean, look, this defense doesn't have enough good players on it to hold people in the low teens to single digits. You hold somebody to 19, that's probably a winning performance. You're going to win a lot of games. If you can do that in the Joe Burrow era, whenever that resumes, you're going to win a whole lot of football games.
Bigger picture now with the NFL, it seems like every week we get closer and closer to a tipping point with COVID-19. The NFL coming out and saying that nobody can be in the building, or at least, what is it? No.
I think it's Monday and Tuesday. They're shutting down facilities. I mean, I think they're shutting them down. So across the league, obviously, I guess the game on Monday is not shut down, and the game on Tuesday, if there is a game still on Tuesday, isn't shut down. I'm not so sure we're not tipping closer and closer to the league having to just put a week's hiatus on it and push it back to a week 18. I think we're getting closer and closer to that. Look, Denver's issues today were self-inflicted, and the league obviously told the rest of the league, listen, if you guys are going to be stupid and not wear your mask and it's going to be a group of you, we're not feeling sorry for you then. You're going to have to play if you got enough guys to play. But I think for some of these, it's a handful of coaches, then a handful of players, and it just seems like it's just mushrooming little by little by little. And it's not just one team, it's not just 3 teams, it's not the Denver position group, it's across the league. I'm just not so sure that maybe they don't do that just to say, let's just put a pause on it. Let's get facilities sterilized. Let's get kind of a handle on this. Maybe let it go through and kind of reassess where we're at. Maybe not. I mean, they've pushed it to this point, Jig.
What's a week going to do?
That's a good question. I don't know. It just feels like you're almost having to hit a reset button of some sort just because now you're kind of piecemealing. It's every week. There's teams, like I said, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that can't play. And, we're getting to that playoff push, and I just don't want to see a game decided because a team had some contact tracing that's going to miss 5 guys in a game. I don't think that's right. The Denver situation's unique to me. Drew Lock came out and just said, listen, I take ownership of this. We screwed up. We thought we were safe. We thought we were in our bubble, and we took our masks off, and shame on us. Okay, good. That's at least you took ownership. But, man, I mean, boom, just like that, Denver's quarterback's gone. I mean,
right.
It's incredible.
And Ryan Leaf is off the hook because I think he may have had the only other game where more interceptions happened than completions in 1998.
Poor little guy.
Which led to the famous tirade in the locker room the following day. Everyone's talking about a Week 18, pushing the season back, making the season longer. Is there any chance we make the season shorter?
That's an interesting one. I think you have to look and see are the playoff races to the point where you can maybe then go to that 8th team per league, or maybe even expand it further, and maybe every above 500 team gets in, whatever. I think they'd have to look at those contingencies. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think we're going to come to the point in the AFC now. We're darn close to it where Kansas City's about clinched the 1 seed, or darn close to it. Obviously, there's a battle going on in the NFC. So, yeah, I don't see that, but it is an interesting premise.
Okay, well, we will be here to talk Bengals and everything else that comes around in the NFL.
And whoever starts at quarterback for them. We'll see Alex Erickson at some point.
That could very well be the case. Richard Skinner, he will have it all covered for you on local12.com. Thanks, Skinny.
You bet, man.
We'll be right back.